Yo, you can't fake fitness.
Can't fight fate. And Ames's accomplice said to one of the Vics, you can't fight fate.
Is what I posted on my Instagram after having done the gauntlet. Wodapalooza Miami was last weekend. I'm back in the garage, and it's good to be back in the garage. And as I was at Miami, and a handful of you guys came up, and it's always so freaking cool, and I'll never understand. It's like, you want to take pictures with the guy who makes videos in his garage? It's so cool, so thanks again for that. Most commonly asked question as everyone was coming up was, how was the gauntlet? How'd it go? And I just kept on saying, it went because I knew that I'd be doing one of these. And I gave some people a little bit of insight into it, but here's the full spiel on the entire thing. To get a full picture of it, you gotta rewind to 2022, where I was an elite competitor at Wodapalooza on a team of 3. There was a big ass storm. Because of the storm, they wanted to remove the shuttle runs. Rich Froning corralled everybody. He goes, what do we think? Do we want to get rid of them and keep us safe? We don't know what it's gonna be like out there. Is it slippery? We don't want to roll ankles. It makes sense. Replaced with a burpee over the line, 20 of them. Done in a relay, you do 20, you do 20, you do 20, ABC. You get into the corral, they tell you to do burpees over a line. It's like, okay, and then you're gonna do the handstand walk and the sandbag carry. It's like, okay, check, check, check. You go out there, you talk to your judge, you go, which line do we do burpees over? And the judge goes, you've been briefed. It's like, yeah, but we weren't told which line. There's like 10 different lines out there. Which one? That one, or that one? You've been briefed. You're just looking at the judge and you go, come on, like, which color, like the pink, the blue, or the white line?
It doesn't matter!
You've been briefed. 10 seconds. It's like, all right, I guess we're just gonna wait and see. You look down the lane and everyone's going to random lines. Everyone's getting no reps. So you choose the line. It's like, okay, I guess I'm gonna go to this one. Dude does one burpee, no rep, wrong line. It's like, which line? That one. It's like, why couldn't you have told me that before? And that was the last incident that I had in a live competition, really with a judging call.
But man, look at Danny's speed go.
And this time she does drop the bag. She got away with that, and she got away with that, and she got away with that in the last event. In the last heat, you have to drop the bag when you get to the finish.
Fast forward to this year, Andrew Hiller has been doing openly TRT, which I brought up that Instagram post and I said that I've been put on TRT, which technically is incorrect. I do my own social media, I write up my own shit. I put myself on TRT is the correct way to say that, because when you say it the other way, it usually means that you've got low testosterone as a man, under 300 nanograms per deciliter, or low and you want to get middle. I was middle and I wanted to get high as shit, so I went from 733 nanograms per deciliter to just shy of 1100 nanograms per deciliter. I do it as an experiment on my body to see kind of what had happened, and this is the story of that process. We go to the gauntlet, we sign up, Wodapalooza allows me to go in. I get an email saying that you will not be allowed to compete in the finals if you were to qualify for the finals. It's like, why? Whoa, I don't get it. Like, why not? I was like, well, you know why. It's like, okay, yeah, I fucking know why. But really, that being said, I didn't freaking make it anyway. I wouldn't have made it. I don't know if there's anything that I could have done or that could have been done differently on the floor that would have gotten me there, but in the Instagram post, I put up the you can't fake fitness. I sit in this chair, and I've spoken about this a handful of times. I'll record this. This is officially my 4th take on this video. 10 minutes here, 5 minutes there. It's like, oh shit, that was bad. This one's better, but not good enough. Let's do it for a 4th time and hope it's the best. Boom, 1 hour gone. Then you gotta edit it, 2 to 3 to 4 to 5 hours, maybe even 10 hours, depending on what I'm doing with it. But this is priority number 1. If this isn't done, everything else goes on the wayside until it's done. That includes fitness. That used to be fitness for me. You gotta go to a bachelor party? Fuck no, I'm not gonna do that. There's gonna be alcohol around and we're gonna be up until like 2 in the morning. Fuck no, I'm not gonna go to a bachelor party. People who have known me during my competitive days knows that that is indeed the case. If it's not helping, then it's hurting. But now, that's videos. In the post I made mention that it's probably 120 to 150 minutes of working out per week that I've been doing, and that's if I'm lucky. And it's not a freaking excuse. It's just the nature of the beast. I'm on testosterone replacement therapy. I have increased my levels of testosterone from a doctor, done through California Hormones. Use code Hiller at checkout. Get free blood work if you're in California. $200 to $300 thing done for free. You don't have to do shit after that, but if you get it done and you're like, oh, okay, I'm good, 600 nanograms per deciliter, cool, and I'm a female, that's weird. How do I get that down? They can work with you. Consultation's also free, and if you're out of the state, they'll have you write up a doctor's script, and they'll go on a phone call with you, but code Hiller at checkout. Or don't do any of it, but it's stupid if you don't do it, because it's free. And while I've been working with them, the misconception here is that I've also been beating myself into the dirt. Not even that, but like working out to become the best version of myself. But in all reality, the best version of myself was 2021. Far and away the best shape that I had ever been in. And before that, it was something like 2018, where my team just missed going to the CrossFit Games. What I should say I've realized with the testosterone replacement therapy is that I have gotten stronger for no reason. I have gotten better looking for no reason.
Is that what you think? You think?
And I'm also taking Semarelin, so I think that the HGH increased production from using that product has kept me leaner than usual. Like if you look at my arms, there's veins in there right now. I haven't worked out in all day and I'm just sitting in the garage and making video after video trying to, and I look leaner. Like what does my stomach look like right now? Like there's veins. Like why are there veins in there right now? But just because I can lift more and I look better does not mean that I am a better CrossFitter. In order to become a better CrossFitter, you've got to put in the work. 120 to 150 minutes of workouting per week ain't gonna do it. Not win the best in the game, do that in a session twice a day. Rich Froning, Circuit Day 2014, said that in his off season, he would try to get out of breath once or twice a day and then lift heavy once a day. When he was getting ready for the CrossFit Games, you multiply that by 2. He ain't kidding. The only thing you need to do to get in better shape is get your body able to tolerate more volume while moving well so that you don't get beat up. But if you look at your body in different sections, and this is my take on it, let's say there's 20 different sections of your body, and your biceps and your triceps can handle ever so many contractions under ever so much weight, and you can recover between this number of sets and work. That is the recipe to becoming the best CrossFit athlete. That's why you would hear stories about Matt Frazier doing PVC presses, because it would give his shoulders some sort of endurance that maybe other people didn't have, so that he would buffer out all the buildup of shit when he would be between handstand push-up sets. But for me, my fingers
hurt.
are the things that are most adapted at this point. Because I sit here and whatever. We get to the gauntlet. We walk out on the floor. I go into my lane. And remember, my lane, they didn't put me into the male competition. I was a sideshow. And for some reason, the sideshow has the dude with the highest levels of testosterone, wink, wink, over with the females. So there's 10 lanes for the ladies, there's 10 lanes for the dudes, and I'm over in one of those lanes for the ladies. And there's a lane here separating all of us. But with that comes the fact that women have barbells and men have barbells. And in my lane, because they wanted to make me a sideshow, not in the men's lanes, unable to compete in the finals, of course, you walk out and you look at that bar and you go, that's a women's barbell. And it's also a C70 bar, so it's a 25-pound barbell. And then you're thinking about it. You're like, okay, what's this going to be like when I try to load upwards of 345, 355 onto it with a 3-rep front squat from the floor? I turn to my judge and I go, I need to I look, and I'm like, holy shit, you got to be fucking kidding me. It's the you've been briefed judge. And I go, what am I going to do? This is a ladies barbell. And the judge goes, it's your barbell. And I go, yes, I am in lane 9. That is correct. But I don't think that I should be using the female barbell with a 25.5 millimeter shaft on it. I need the 28.5 one. It'll whip differently, it'll react differently, and if anything, it's the same as everyone else's that I should be competing against. What do? You've been, essentially with the you've been briefed. It was the that's your bar, and I'm like, fucking God. All right, it's my bar. This is what we're here for. I'm the dude who makes videos. You're the guy. You're the guy who does this. You can't complain to the judge. I'm like, all right, here we go. 3, 2, 1, throws on what would be 285, but it was 275. It was a freaking 25-pound bar. 3-rep front squat from the floor, really fucking easy. Then I take that off, put on the 35s. They give you a 55, a 45, a 35, a 25, a 15, a 10, and then some change plates. So at the point in time where you have on the red, the blue, and the yellow with a clip, which was required, I made sure, I'm like, can I do this without a clip? The word was no. I hit that lift. That lift is 295, up from 275 on the one before it. And you're like, okay, I guess I'm done. Someone comes over, he goes, you could do it without the clip on. I'm like, all right, I'll put the blues on, which are 5-pound weights. There's your 305. That is as much weight as I could fit on the bar. And then I go, well, I got 2 minutes. Can I just do one without the clip? Like, you already let me do it without this clip. And it's like, yeah, go ahead. Puts the 25s on. I knew there was no way they were going to stay on there. That would have been 345 pounds. Totally thought I was going to be able to do it, but the weights just didn't stay on. That was the start of the gauntlet. And I'm thinking, lady bar, all right, it's thinner.
Because your penis is too small?
It's not too small, it's too thin, okay? My dick is too thin.
It's going to be inconvenient for a heavy clean. However, the next workout was a bunch of hang snatches and overhead squats. I've done this workout before in a Wodapalooza qualifier. I know the thinner barbell on hang snatches is going to be beneficial when you're doing a bunch of them. Whatever, cool, minute break. They run out with a freaking 28.5 millimeter C70 bar. They give me the correct bar. I'm like, mother of God, you've got to be kidding. All right, whatever, thanks for helping. This is my bar, thank you. Right about there, you realize just about how out of shape you are, and especially how out of shape you are when the heat starts to hit you that way. Shirt comes off, movement gets slower, And then the thing with me, and I think that a lot of people are like this, is when you haven't built up the tolerance to hinging, your back starts to pump up a little bit. You're like, all right.
Oh, well, now your back's gonna hurt.
Gotta go really slow. Not only am I looking at my stupid little Apple Watch and seeing it says 170 the whole time, for no freaking reason because you really haven't done all that much, but your back's pumping up and you know that you still got 40 minutes left of this gauntlet. And then you've got the judge who's like, no repping your overhead squats, and you're like, okay, I get it. I'm the guy. Go lower, do extra reps. And then I guess all of a sudden you can no longer squat snatch your first overhead squat, where in the movement previous you could squat clean your first front squat. First time in any CrossFit competition, that being the gauntlet where a squat snatch doesn't count as your first overhead squat. So on the footage you'll see that I just keep on like doing extra reps. The squat snatch doesn't count. But okay, Andrew, when you make the videos on the internet, this is the type of stuff that you've got to put up with. I looked at the leaderboard. I think that I finished in 13th or 14th, and there is not really a world in which, had they had allowed me to compete into the further days, the Saturday of the competition, that it would have mattered.
It doesn't matter!
Maybe they gave me a good barbell. Maybe I'm allowed to do a couple of those squat snatches for overhead squats. But in all reality, it just wasn't in good enough shape.
Ames' accomplice said to one of the Vics, you can't fight fate.
Although you're on testosterone replacement therapy, bringing you to the highest level in your reference range to do the stuff that you're doing, it only really works if you're also working. It might make you look better, it might make you feel better, and it might make you strong as fuck, and it might also allow you to do grace at 225 in under 5 minutes, which is a lifetime PR by all accounts. But when you gotta go do an hour of work, there's no way in fuck that you can do it if you haven't done the work to do it. So a quick recap on all of that was, they gave me a freaking women's bar. Couldn't even lift weight, which is the only thing I would have likely had done really well at. Feel like a hypocrite for almost winning the row, but there almost wasn't anything that I could do about it. And my two options there were either like lose the row on purpose so that you weren't a hypocrite, or do what I did and keep trying. So I kept trying. And then the takeaway from all of it is that, Andrew, you gotta get your ass back in gear. And thus far, I've already been doing it. Work out more than once every 2 days, you fucking piece of shit. The scary thing about this is that I weigh 205 and I'm lean. My clothes don't fit anymore. I brought a shirt down to Miami to wear out after we were done with the weekend. Alexis was competing. She likes to go to nice places to eat for dinner. And I put the shirt on, it doesn't fit. And I'm like, geez, this thing fit so well this time last year. It's my favorite shirt. It's just like a white cotton shirt, and now it's almost too short as it is too tight. Like, this is a large. This is a large. Like, why does it fit like this? I'd be lying if I told you I didn't like it. I like it a lot. And I had a handful of people when they walked up to me say, you're bigger than I thought you would be. And I go, dude, I'm on steroids. What the hell did you think I was gonna look like? This camera's different, like not quite as grainy, but they're freaking huge. Look at this vein. Why is that there? I don't do bicep curls. I don't do freaking anything. And that's kind of scary. What would be even scarier, or totally even just more cool, would be if I were able to work out, put the work in. That's what I took away from this weekend. Andrew found a way to put the work in. Find a way. Figure it out, you stupid idiot. So again, thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. And I'm sorry that I didn't beat the CrossFit Games champion while being the dude on steroids. Andrew Hiller, out.